So let's get going. Welcome to class, everybody. This is part of our free Grow with GoGo series. Today we have functional fitness. On Wednesdays, we alternate between yoga, chair yoga, and functional fitness. Functional fitness is more of a standing class, a little bit more active. The yoga is more restorative, slower, stretchier. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder of what else GoGo provides. So with your membership, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services. And you can get all of those just by calling one number. And that number is 855-464-6872. And that spells out 855 GoGo USA. We also have a referral program. So at the bottom of your GoGo receipts, you'll see a referral code, and you can give that code to a friend. And once they take their first GoGo service, then you will both get a $10 credit. We also have a Facebook group, and we'll put that in the chat if you want to continue any of these conversations after class, or just want to see how other people are using GoGo or connecting with other people through GoGo. You can go there. I'm seeing also in the chat that Judith is saying this is your first Zoom fitness class. Great, couple of first timers, I love it. So if we have not met, I'm Adra. I teach the functional fitness and the yoga class. I'm also an occupational therapist. Today, all you need are a set of weights. If you don't have a set of weights, you could grab water bottles, you could grab cans, or don't use weights at all, and you're just going to pretend, right? We're going to do all of these motions, upper body, lower body. You don't have to have weights. They're just helpful to have. We'll also be using the wall or a chair for balance support, and occasionally we might even sit in the chair for a few minutes. So having that nearby is also helpful. Oh, before we get moving, does anybody remember the move of the week? So every Wednesday, I give you a move to sort of try and practice over the next couple weeks. And then I check in again. So not from last week, because last week was yoga, but the week before, does anybody remember the move? What were we doing? And you can just unmute yourself or put it in the chat. I can't see everybody's video all at once. So if you're waving at me or raising your hand, I probably can't see you. If I do see you, I will say something.
Adra, this is Carol. I've been here sporadically because of issues physically. Was it putting on your socks or was that 4 weeks ago?
Putting on your socks was, you were right, 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
Good memory though. Anyone else? Anyone remember?
Adra,
Yeah, hi Bertha.
was it reaching the press when you go through a doorway?
Yes, reach your arms overhead every time you go through the doorway. Try and remember to do that. Great, nice memory, Bertha.
It works if you're not carrying a 10-pound weight.
That is true. Much easier when you're not holding anything. Awesome, great work, thanks. Okay, well, with that, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. So I should be nice and big for you here. If I am not, and you want to see me and not all of the little videos, you can go to the top right-hand corner and just make sure it says speaker view. If it says speaker view, you'll be seeing me. If it says gallery view, you'll see everybody, which can also be really nice. Alrighty, let's start. Let's find a nice standing position. If you want, you can sit as well, but finding a nice position, planting those feet, all 10 toes face forward, nice long spine. Let's do a couple shoulder rolls forward, starting to wake up the body. And let's take some shoulder rolls back. And then allow those shoulders to drop. We'll inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lower the arms back down. Again, inhale, circle the arms out and up, just stretching up. And exhale, hands lower down. One more time, inhale, circle out and up, and then keep your arms up. And we're gonna alternate reaching one arm higher than the other. So you're gonna bend your right elbow as you reach your left arm as high as you can, getting a nice side stretch, and then switch. Bend your left elbow, reach that right arm up, and just keep alternating here. So you're reaching one arm as you bend the other, creating a little side stretch as you bend and straighten. Maybe one more time each side. And go ahead and release, relax the arms. You're gonna take your feet wide, wider than the shoulders, and we're going to twist the body. You're gonna let your whole body go with this twist. So you're gonna let your body rotate, your head's going to rotate. You can let the heel lift, so as you twist to the right, your left heel might come off the ground, and as you twist to the left, the right heel might lift. Letting the arms swing, just waking up the body, a couple of movements to get your blood flowing. You can do this as fast or as slow as you'd like, just being kind to your body. And then make your way back to center. Keeping those legs wide, we're gonna allow those toes to point just slightly out. And we'll go into a few squats, some warm-up squats. We'll inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms forward or up towards the ceiling, it's up to you. Exhale, straighten the legs and lower the arms. Keep these small, right? We're warming up. Inhale, bend the knees, arms come up. Exhale, straighten. Keep going, follow your breath. So don't worry about my speed, move at your own pace, here and always. So listening to the body. Finding that motion in the legs. You can always eliminate one of the portions, so you could always just move the arms, or you could always just move the legs. Remembering that this is your time, so if you ever need to take breaks, feel free to listen to your body. Let's do 2 or 3 more. And then coming up. So we're gonna turn and face our chair. We're gonna wanna place our palms on the chair. So finding yourself in a position where you can place your palms on the chair. I'm gonna adjust, I'm already warm. Okay, so facing our chair, where we can put our palms, you could also go to a table if the chair feels too low. Or like the arm of a couch. You're gonna bend those knees and place your hands on the chair. Go ahead and spread your fingers out here on the chair. So step 1, when your palms come down, spread your fingers out as best you can and press the knuckles into the chair. And then adjust yourself, trying to get those shoulders directly over your wrists. Knees can be as bent as necessary for you to be able to find this position. Your ankles are approximately underneath your hips. Your elbows are straight, your shoulders are above the wrists. Now looking at your lower arms, or actually look at your elbows, and go ahead and bend your elbows a little bit. And think about those bony parts of the elbows, those pointy parts. See if you can get them to point back a little bit. So let me see if I can do a little angle. So if the bony parts, when you bend your elbows, are out to the side, I'm gonna try and rotate them so that they face back. If that didn't make sense, just ignore that part. It's just a detail. And then straighten out those arms. So the soft part or the eye of the elbow is sort of facing forward. Palms are pushing into the chair. Fingers are spread, knees are soft. We're going into cat-cow here to warm up our spine as we load into our arms. So we're going to inhale, bring the chest forward and the tailbone up. So we're stretching the front of the body, we're looking ahead. And then exhale, round your back, drop your chin and tuck your tail. Get a stretch into your back body. We inhale, chest forward, tailbone up, cow pose. And exhale, round like a Halloween cat. You're really rounding your back. Curving. So you might find that one of these motions is easier than the other. Keep going. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Keep spreading those fingers. All right, and then finding a neutral spine, go ahead and come on up. Shake out those wrists. And since we have the chair there, we're gonna sit on the chair to do a little core work. We're gonna sit to the front edge of the chair. So you have plenty of space behind you to move. So sitting at the front edge, feet are planted to the ground. You can grab opposite elbows, create an X with your arms, do whatever you want with your arms that feels comfortable. We're going to hinge back. The hinging is happening at the hips here. So we're gonna inhale, lean back like you're going towards your backrest. And then exhale, sit yourself back up. Inhale, lean back. So make sure you have enough space. And then exhale, sit up. Try and keep those feet planted. They might fly off the ground for a moment. That's okay. You're just doing the best you can. Inhale on your way back. Exhale as you rise. Inhale, going back. Exhale, coming up. Couple more times. Next time you're sitting tall, go ahead and pause. Keep your arms crossed in front of you. And go ahead and take your feet to touch and your knees to touch. I want you to squeeze your legs together like you're trying to squeeze $100 bill between your knees and you don't want to lose it. So squeeze that $100 bill between the knees. Don't lose it. Rotate your upper body. So you're going to twist to one side. Doesn't matter which side. We're using our core muscles here to twist, right? We're not using our arms because the arms are crossed in front of us. Keep squeezing those knees together. See how far you can go. Have a peek at your knees. Make sure no knee is moving forward. So sometimes there's like a shift in the pelvis and one knee is coming forward or one knee is back. Keep them together and then back to center. You also don't want to rip that $100 bill. We want to keep it and not rip it. So keep squeezing those knees, come back to center, and we twist the other way. So rotating the spine. Maybe taking a moment, peek at your knees, make sure the knees are right next to each other as you squeeze those legs. Shoulders are relaxed. We're rotating using the core. And let's go one more time each side. Rotate to the left, or rotate to your first side. Back of the neck is long, jaw is relaxed. And then rotate to the second side. Great, and back to center. Release those arms, shake out those legs. And while we're on the chair, we're gonna do a little leg warm up here. So we're going to lift one leg a couple of inches up like you're marching. So just do that a few times. One leg comes up, marching. As you march, watch that your spine isn't moving. So as you can see for me, my spine is upright. I'm not leaning back every time I lift my leg. That's something else. So I'm showing you what not to do. Leaning back to lift the leg is not a leg exercise. We're keeping the upper body still and lifting the leg up a couple of times. If we can do that, then we're really working that hip flexor. Then we're going to move into the quads or into these thigh muscles. So you're going to lift the knee up a couple of inches, straighten the leg as best you can. So you should feel those muscles in the top of the thigh, and then bend the knee and lower the leg. We're going to do that about 10 times on this side. So we lift the knee, straighten the leg, bend the knee, and lower. Keep going. Watching your torso, watching that you're not leaning back. Keep breathing, jaws relaxed. One more, wherever you are, and release, relax. Shake it out, maybe windshield wiper your knees a little side to side. Okay, let's go to the other side. So other leg, first we're just gonna march. So whichever leg you didn't do, you're gonna lift the knee up and bring it back down. Watching again that your torso is still. You're not moving your torso back to lift the leg. We wanna find that hip flexor. You might feel a little burning near the hip. And then we'll add the kick. So you lift the knee a little bit, kick the leg, bend the knee, lower the leg. Keep going. And maybe one more. And then take a break, shake out those legs. Before we come to standing and do some arm work, we're gonna play with some squats since we're still in our chair. So first, we're gonna play with how we get in and out of a chair. So just get up however you usually would get up. And just notice, how do I do that? How does my body like to get up? And then sit back down. Notice, how does your body sit back down? Do you use your arms? Are your legs staggered? Do you lean to one side? And just do that again. There's no right or wrong. You're just noticing, how do I get out of my chair? How do I sit back down in my chair? You can have a peek at your feet. Is one leg turned out, one leg turned in? And maybe do that one more time, one last time. And I actually mean one last time this time. And then sit back down. And then we're gonna set ourselves up for kind of a pre-squat or chair squat. So noticing your feet, you're gonna move your feet so that the ankles are not directly underneath the knees, but slightly behind or slightly closer to your hips or closer to the chair. So here, you have a 90-degree bend, or what I'm showing right now is a 90-degree bend. And then you're gonna bend your knees more, moving the heel closer to the chair and moving the other heel closer to the chair. Notice my butt does not move. My hips stay where they are. I'm just moving my lower legs and bending them more. It's going to make it easier to get up that way. And then lean forward and then sit tall again. Just do that a few times. So we're leaning forward, finding that our hips can do this motion. So it's not just our spine that's leaning forward, it's our pelvis rolling over the fronts of the thighs. Pelvis is rolling over the fronts of the thighs. We lean forward and then back up. And then lean forward and pause. Maybe the hands push on your legs, maybe your arms reach forward. Try and lift your hips 2 inches off the chair and then come back down. It's okay if your hips don't lift. If they don't lift, maybe you sit on a textbook or two, get yourself a little bit higher, or just a big phone book, as long as it's not too slippery. Just get yourself a little bit higher, or don't lift off the chair and just feel, what if, could I try and lift off the chair and then come back down? So these are sort of mini squats. We're trying to lift off of the chair and then sitting back down with control. And then notice every once in a while, checking what your feet are doing. Are they still pointing forward? Have they turned out? Have your legs moved? Make sure your torso comes forward. So what I sometimes see is torsos are upright and you're trying to get up with the torso upright and the hips are so heavy that it brings you back down. So I'm showing you what not to do. If you keep your torso tall, it's really, really hard to stand. So you want to let your torso come forward to lift those hips. Just do a couple more. Noticing what parts of your feet push into the ground when you lift and lower. Notice where you feel this in your body. Notice any tendency to want to use those arms to push yourself up. It's okay, right? It's fine to do it. But then having that awareness, how do I usually do this? Can I be mindful of how I do it? Can I load those legs a little more? Okay, this time we're actually gonna get all the way up, come all the way up to stand. And shake it off. Okay, now we want our weights. So go ahead and grab your weights, just be mindful and gentle with yourself as you do that. We're gonna keep using the chair since we have it with us right now. Now have the weight in our right hand. The left hand is gonna come on the chair. So we're sort of going back into that cat-cow position we did earlier where we were arching the back and rounding the back, but we're going into a neutral spine. So the spine is going to stay neutral. The left hand is going to go onto the chair. Go ahead and spread those fingers, pushing the left palm down. Right arm dangles off of the chair. So you might need to scooch a little to the side so that your right arm can be off the chair. Knees can be as bent as necessary. Also, you can come up onto your fist if being on your palm is too much. We're going to start with a row and then go into a tricep extension from here. So we bend the elbow, squeezing the shoulder blade towards the spine. So right shoulder blade moves towards the spine. And then we straighten the right arm back behind us. So pinky reaches towards the ceiling. The arm is parallel to the ground. And then with control, we rebend the elbow and lower the hand towards the earth. We bend the elbow, squeeze the shoulder blade towards the spine, straighten the arm back behind you, straighten it all the way. Then rebend the elbow and lower the hand. Keep going. So the spine is still, core is engaged, breath is smooth, jaw is relaxed. Let's do one more on this side. And then go ahead and come on up, take a little break. You can shake it off or do a few shoulder rolls. All right, let's do the second side. So staying facing the chair, this time right hand comes down to the chair. Feel free to scooch to one side so that you feel like you have the right amount of space. Knees can be soft, spine is long. So nice neutral spine, back of the neck is long if possible. All right, once you get the movement, you don't need to look at me. So if you need to for the first few, fine, look at me, but then look down at the ground or look down at your chair. We start by bending the left elbow, squeeze the left shoulder blade towards the spine, elbow reaches towards the ceiling. Elbow stays high as you straighten the arm back behind you, arm is parallel to the earth. Then rebend the elbow and lower the hand. We bend the elbow, squeeze the shoulder blade towards the spine, straighten the arm back behind you. Elbow stays high as you bend the elbow and then lower the hand towards the ground, straightening the arm. Keep going. So we row, tricep extension, bend, and lower. And go ahead and release, shake it off. We're gonna go back to those in a minute, but we'll do some leg work in between. Feel free to grab your weights for this or don't use your weights. We're going into some side lunges. Weights can come in front of the chest if you're holding them, or don't hold your weights, it's fine. Toes are going to point slightly out, but not really far out, so they're not pointing straight forward, they're just slightly turned out. Make sure those knees are tracking the same line as those feet, and we'll bend one knee, hips go back, so you might get a little inner thigh stretch here in the straight leg. Torso comes forward, so see how far my torso is coming forward, and then Straighten the leg, torso comes all the way upright. We bend the other knee, hips go back. One leg is straight, one knee is bent. And coming up. So we'll keep alternating here. Nice, smooth breaths, couple more. Alrighty, make sure you're even right to left, come on up. Releasing the arms, pulling those legs back together, shake it off. We're going back to those tricep extensions with the row. So weights in the right hand, left hand finds the chair. Knees can be soft, spine is long. Right arm dangles. We bend the right elbow, squeeze the right shoulder blade towards the spine. Spine shape does not change. We're just moving the upper arm or the arm. And then straighten the right arm. Arm is parallel-ish to the earth. Rebend the elbow, lower the hand. Keep going. Let's do one more. And coming up, taking a little break, shake it off. And let's find the second side. So other hand finds the chair. Left hand dangles, spine is long. We bend the left elbow, squeeze the shoulder blade towards the spine. Elbow stays high as you straighten the arm. Elbow bends, lower the hand. Keep going. All right, and then coming up, taking a break, shake it off. Back to those side lunges. Feel free to grab those weights if you want them. Weights can come up towards the chest, legs go wide. We bend one knee, hips go back. Get an inner thigh stretch on one side, some work on the other leg. And up, and switch sides. So keep going here, alternating right and left. Even yourself out, so you've done the same right to left. And then releasing, coming back to center, shake it off. So since we've been using our chair a lot today, we're just gonna keep using it because it's all set up for us. You'll put your weights down. We're gonna place the hands on the chair, just like we did earlier when we were doing that cat-cow position. So hands come to the chair. So both hands on the chair. Elbows, those soft parts of the elbows, try and point forward. The bony parts, or the parts that bend out, try and point back. And again, if that's too much extra to think about, don't worry about it. You don't need to think about that part. So from here, we're going to push that left foot into the ground and lift that right foot and bring it back behind us a couple of inches. Those right toes can be on the ground, or if it feels okay, you're gonna float that right foot off of the ground. So we have 3 points of contact here. We have both hands and our left foot on the ground. And then we're gonna open up the hips to turn to the side. I'm gonna explain this in lots of different ways, so don't worry about it if you didn't get that. And then turn those hips to face back down. And pause. Let's flex that right foot so that the toes are really pointing down towards the ground or flexing towards the earth. Or another way to think about it is if you start with both feet on the ground, notice how your foot is positioned. Keep that foot position as you lift the foot off the ground. So we're staying with this right foot, comes off the ground. So that right foot is off the ground, the foot is flexed. Both hands are down. We're going to open the pelvis to the right. So you're going to turn those right toes to face to the right. The knee is going to face to the right, right knee. And then your pelvis is also going to try and turn to the right. And then come back down. We've never done this before in this class. So if this is new, don't worry about it. It feels funny maybe or hard. That's okay. Let's just do one more time on this side. So that right foot is floating off the ground. Our hands are on the chair, the left foot's on the ground. We're turning the toes to face, the right toes to face out to the right, the knee is facing out to the right, and then your low back is gonna allow a twist and your pelvis is gonna open to the right. And then come back down to the start. Right foot finds the ground, stand for a moment. Let's do some wrist circles. Wrist circles the other way if you haven't already switched. All right, we're gonna try that on the other side. And if this felt challenging, frustrating, don't worry about it. We're doing it on the other side and then we're done with it for today. So hands back to the chair, knees can be soft. Now we're staying on our hands and our right foot. The left foot is going to come off the ground. Let the left leg go behind you a couple of inches. The foot is staying flexed, so it's as if that foot position or the ankle position stays the same from when you're standing on the leg. From there, you're going to turn the left toes to face to the left knee is turning to the left. Your pelvis is going to rotate to the left, so that means your low back is allowing that twist to happen. Your right leg stays where it is, your arms stay where they are. And then bring the leg back to the start position. You can even bring the left down to the ground. We'll do that 3 more times. Left foot floats, couple of inches off the ground behind you. Turning everything in the lower body on that left side to the left. So the left leg turns to the left, the knee, the waist turns, so the pelvis opens to the left. Bring it back down and lower the foot. 2 more times. Left foot floats. Turn the toes to the left, knee to the left, pelvis opens to the left. It's almost like you're trying to stack the left hip on top of the right hip. And then bring the leg back down to the start. 1 more time. Leg floats. Turn the toes, turn the knee, open the pelvis to the side. Bring it back down and release. What you might have found was that your standing leg had to do a lot of work there. The hips there had to support you. Let's go ahead and come on up. And shake it off. Okay, let's go back to those arms. We're gonna grab those weights. We're going into an external rotation position. So let's start first with the palms facing each other. Then you're gonna let those palms turn to face forward. So that's a more traditional bicep curl. And then we're gonna try and rotate the palms to face slightly out. So it's not just the forearms that are doing this rotation, but it's the upper arm. So if we're looking at our upper arm, it can rotate, right? You can watch where my bicep rotates. The forearm itself can also rotate without the upper arm. We're rotating both outward. Out as much as possible. It's not going to be completely out to the side, but I want you to rotate as much as you can outward. And then we're doing bicep curls there from this externally rotated position. You can do this with weights, without weights. If you don't have weights, you might imagine that you're moving through something sticky, moving through water, moving through jello, moving through honey, something that has resistance. So you can create your own resistance without weight. Keep that rotated position, couple more. And release. Let's put those weights down for a moment. We're going into some heel raises or calf raises. You're gonna want a wall or the back of your chair or a table for support. So hands come to your support. Feet face forward, so all 10 toes are facing forward. Hands on your support. We're lifting the heels and lowering the heels. So up and down. Now, if this feels easy when you're doing heel raises, then maybe you lift those hands off of the chair. All right, so you're balancing at the same time. Or maybe it's a pinky or a couple of fingers on. If this is challenging, either reduce your range of motion, so make the heel raise smaller, or sit in your chair and do heel raises sitting in your chair. You can still lift and lower your heels while you're in a seated position. All right, take a little break, shake it off. Back to those biceps. So grabbing those weights once again if you're using them. Palms turn to face forward and then out. So we want that external rotation or outward rotation. Doesn't need to be completely out. You're just rotating as much out as you can. We spend so much time in this internal rotation position that this position can feel almost like a stretch. So that's fine for it to feel a little stretchy, a little challenging. So rotating those palms to face out and then bending and straightening the arms. Couple more. All right, and then putting those weights down, coming back behind our chair or table or wall, something to support you. Same exact thing, heel raises. But I want to encourage you to play with maybe the foot position. Find a different foot position. So maybe that means your feet are together. Maybe it means now you turn your toes out. Or if you had turned your toes out in that first position, that first try, or when we did it the first time, maybe make sure your toes are facing forward. So just find a different position, maybe a position that you don't usually gravitate towards. Do something different with where your feet are standing. Maybe it's wide. Just do something else. Do something different, heel raises. You'll get two different options. So we'll do this one for a little bit and then you can try something else again. So again, you can hold on to your support as much as you need. You can also let go. Okay, and then find a new position. One more position. Something else. Right, there's no right or wrong, we're just playing. Finding how can our body do the same motion with a different foot position. Just doing a few. Might suddenly find a position is really hard, so I'm here in this wide stance and it feels very challenging because I don't usually do this position of heel raises. All right, and then bring those legs back towards each other, shake them off. Let's do a quick stretch here for our calves. So continue to hold on to your support. Step your right leg back behind you. Right foot goes back anywhere from 1 to 3 feet. Bend your front knee. So left knee bends, right leg stays straight. We press the right heel into the ground. So you should get a stretch in the back of that right leg. Smooth breath. All right, let's step that right foot forward. We switch sides, left leg steps back anywhere from 1 to 3 feet back, just depends on the length of your legs. All 10 toes are facing forward, back leg is straight, front knee bends. Press that left heel into the ground. And then go ahead and step the left foot forward to meet the right. One more stretch here. Hands on your support, chair, wall, table. Walk both feet back. Straighten out the arms. You're trying to create an upside down L position here with your body, getting a nice stretch. So your hips are over your heels, your torso is parallel to the earth, the arms are straight. Two more deep breaths here. And then lift yourself up. Taking a moment, pausing, standing nice and tall. Feet plant to the ground. Inhale, circle your arms out to the side and up towards the sky. Palms touch. Exhale, hands lower to the chest. 2 more times. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, hands come down. Last one. Inhale, circle out and up. Exhale, hands down. Awesome work. Give yourself a round of applause. Very nice, everybody. Today was a little different. We did some new moves, so I always like to hear how those go. So if you found them challenging or interesting, I'd like to know. Also, before you tell me that, the move of the week is getting in and out of your chair. So I want you to think about every time you get out of your chair, how are you doing it? Are you doing it the same way every day? Are you changing it up? We want to have that awareness of how we move. That way we can adjust how we move. So we create variety of loads on our joints, on our muscles. So our move is, and I better write this down if I have a pen. No, I don't have a pen nearby. I'll write it after. Getting in and out of your chair. So give yourself that note to try and remember to do that. If you have questions, now is your time to ask. Questions about class. If they're GoGo questions, email GoGo because I can't answer usually most of the GoGo questions.
Adra, this is Carol. You had some rough ones today. Plus, I've gotten out of shape a little bit. I've had issues for the past 3 months, so I haven't been here every week. And I'm trying to get back into my schedule of being here with you all on Wednesdays.
I'm so happy you're back, Carol. It's always nice to hear your voice, and know you're here. And I'm sorry you've been having some trouble the last several months, but it's so great that you're here. I agree, it was tough. I'm kind of out of breath, so.
We'll get better.
Yeah, we will. We'll get better together. Mimi said, love this class. Madonna's said, loved the class. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And every week is different. So, you know, some days, today we use the chair a lot. Some days we don't touch the chair at all. So just know that there's variety every day. There's something for everyone. You can even go to the YouTube channel and kind of look at some of the past videos to see, oh, there's other stuff we do here. So lots of options and variety. And then if you have no questions, you can always pop off, but I'm going to stay here for a couple more minutes in case you do have questions or comments. Oh, and I realized I totally forgot to wear my mic today, so hopefully everyone could hear me okay. Seems
Yes.
like it was okay.
Mhm.
Let's see, Judith said, yes, I loved the fact that I got my circulation going. You have severe osteoarthritis in my right knee and getting PT for it, but the stretching exercises, we did feel good. Awesome. I'm glad that you got something out of it. And I'm also happy to hear that you are going to PT to take care of it. And I'm trying to see.
How do we get to see you doing the chair maneuver?
I'm not sure I heard the exact question, but it looks like you're calling from your phone, so you can't see me if you're calling from through your cell phone. You would need to either have a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer to be able to see me. Was that the
Not the
question?
tablet and the computer. What is your HTTPS
The link?
link? What's the link?
So the link is emailed to you. I don't have the link off the top of my head, and it's also probably 100 characters long, so I'm not going to say each one, but the link gets emailed to you for the class. So every week before class, you get a link saying this is the invite, and you can click that link. But if you're having trouble for accessing class, then definitely either email through that link, through the invite, or call GoGo so that they can help you get set up so that you can see me properly.
What time do you start?
So it's 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Pacific.
Every
Right.
Wednesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then for technical difficulties, the best thing is to contact GoGo, because GoGo can help you set up and figure out what's going on if there's an issue or a technical problem. But in your email that you get this link, or get the invite, you're gonna click the link, and hopefully it'll come up, and you might need to download Zoom app to access the Zoom part.
They gave me a long number to enter for your meeting ID. Does that help me, Addie?
So I'm gonna ask that you contact GoGo and figure out what you need to do to get on, because I think they're gonna need some one-on-one time with you to get you set up so that you can see me. I'm not the technical person, so
Okay, I'll
So-
call them again.
yeah, and actually V is letting me know that they will contact you, so they'll email you the link. They'll email you the link again just to make sure that you have it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You are so welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, everybody.